This episode is brought to you by Mile High Hygiene Spa. I've always wanted to get my teeth whitened, but I hated going to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. That has now all changed. I went and visited Sunny at Mile High Hygiene Spa, and she made the whitening process so relaxing that I am excited to go and get my teeth cleaned. If you're like me, you won't regret visiting Sunny at Mile High Hygiene Spa by Sloan's Lake in Edgewood, Colorado. You're listening to the Things of That Nature podcast. Coming to you from Denver, the Mile High City, is me, your host, Rockshanas. I invite you to join me for truly honest, passionate, and fun talks that motivate, invigorate, and maybe inspire. When you're ready in the Mile High, the sky's the limit. Everything and anything goes. So let's start talking about things of that nature. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Things of That Nature podcast. I'm your host, Rockshanas, and today I have with me someone who does something different. His business is called People and Pets Energetics, and he has this thing called the body code. Now, I say it's different because when I think the body code as a dancer, I think moving my body in all different types of ways, where I'm pretty sure that's not what he has in mind. So, hi, Mark. Thanks for coming on. How's it going?
Hey, Roxana. Thanks for having me. It's great to be with you.
Absolutely. So before we get into you explaining to me the correct way of the body code and what you do, tell us a little about you. Where are you from? Where you grew up? What's your favorite food?
Yeah, so my name is Mark Hernandez. I'm a holistic practitioner. I'm currently splitting my time between Chicago, where I am tonight, and San Antonio, Texas. I'm originally from Texas, from San Antonio, one of 6 children. Grew up there and did schooling on the East Coast, graduate work on the Midwest, and have lived in various parts of the U.S., and also spent time abroad in Asia, 2 years in Taiwan, and did a lot of field work in Mexico City. So I have a very international background.
Ooh, Asia. How was Asia?
Well, for me, it was a life-changing experience. I was there in 2011, 2013, teaching, at the time, Spanish at an international school in Taipei, the capital of Taiwan. And, I'm a little bit older, so at the time I thought, I'm ready for this. Boy, it was an experience that really knocked me on my rear end in a good way. I think it was a life-changing experience for me. I'd always grown up with interest in intercultural issues, taught about Latin America, Latino United States for many years at the college level. And I always think it's one of the best experiences to get out of your cultural comfort zone and actually live in a culture that's very different from yours and see how you navigate it. It's like shooting the rapids some days. And, it's part of the journey, and I grew so much from it. I'm so grateful that I had the experience. And at the time, it was kind of tough.
That's cool. But did you say you were teaching Spanish there?
Yeah. So my first background, professional background, I have a PhD in Hispanic studies, taught at the college level in the U.S. for 20 plus years. And then, decided I was going to make some changes. And during that period, I also taught for 5 years at private schools in Asia and in the U.S. So yeah, I actually got recruited in 2011 to go to teach Hispanic studies at an international high school in Taipei. When I mentioned Taiwan, they said, "Oh, you're going to teach English, right?" I go, "No, Spanish." They go, "Spanish?" I said, "Yes." So it was one of these kind of unique opportunities, where everything just kind of fell into place quickly. I got a lot of signs from the universe that was my next step. That was important in my evolution and growth. And I was there for 2 years. Again, I learned a whole lot, had the fortunate to have the opportunity to get to travel a lot. I got to go to Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia, Laos, and Cambodia during my time there. Life-changing experience.
Wow. Yeah, I can get it being life-changing. I'm still
wrapping my mind the fact that you taught Spanish over there, which of course other countries, they're learning everyone's learning different languages, but my first thing would have been, oh, you went to teach English.
Yeah, this is kind of a unique situation. I was teaching at an American school there in the capital, and probably roughly 90% of the students there were, what's commonly called American-born Chinese, ABCs, which means, they had kind of, U.S. passports. Their parents were U.S., but also they were Taiwanese, whatever the equivalent of a Taiwanese passport, because I know there's a little issue between the two Chinas. But anyway, so they were kind of kids that grew up between cultures. A lot of their parents were professionals. About 88% of them came to the U.S. to study for college, and the other 12% went to Europe or other parts of Asia.
Oh, that's cool. That's a nifty thing I did not know. Thank you right there.
Yeah, no, hey, I learned a lot, because I never dreamed I would be teaching Spanish at an international school in Asia. And, that's where my path led me, and I'm grateful for the experience.
That's cool. That is really cool. And when did everything change and you go into more of a holistic route?
Yeah, so I've kind of been around holistic stuff all my life. Like I said, I come from a family of 6 children. 2 of my siblings are doctors of integrative medicine. Okay, so my oldest brother, he started out as a Western trained medical doctor, emergency room, and internal medicine. And then, about probably now 30 years ago, decided he wanted to go out on his own and started a holistic practice in Texas back in probably the late 90s. Okay, so that was a little bit ahead of its time, especially for Texas at the time. My other sister is a doctor of physical medicine and rehabilitation. So she does a lot of cool stuff, to help people, get back walking and all that stuff. But she also knows there's an energy piece to helping people with their health and well-being. And then my mom was a very strong prayer warrior. She'll be 87 in June. And, so I was always around that. When I'd visit my brother, I'd get to go to his office. He had all sorts of really cool holistic devices. One was like, I remember fondly, I called it the happy machine. It was a machine from Germany. You sat before it for like 2 minutes and it emitted frequencies that would emit happiness, which is like a cool little experience among many other things. So I always grew up about that. In my own case, getting into the holistic world, it started, as I told everyone, my first background was in Hispanic studies, taught at the college level for many years. What I saw during my years in the academic world is I had some really unusual things happening in my professional life, things that made zero logical sense. Everything should have added up to a certain thing, and it wasn't. So that's when I picked up the phone, called my brother, told him what was going on in my professional life. This is back in 2007. He said, Mark, I suggest you work with an energy healer in New Mexico. At the time, I was living and working in Boston. So I worked with this energy healer back in 2007, 2 one-hour sessions over 2 months. And as I like to say, often, we have that image of the needle like on the dial, how it starts to move. When nothing had changed, that needle started to move. That got my attention. Well, I was a little stubborn, decided, I can still turn these things around, blah, blah, blah. Well, it wasn't meant to be, and I now know why. And so I called my brother back and said, hey, I want to learn that energy thing. Because we all come into this lifetime with baseline abilities to do the type of work that I'll be talking about. And what I discovered for this later part of my life, those gifts and abilities that I was given coming down were meant to come online at this point. And so I started training, certifications. That's how I got going in energy medicine.
Oh, so just when one thing didn't work, you're like, nope, there's a better way to tweak this so I can find it going. How long have you been doing it for now?
Yeah, so I started trainings in 2009. I've had my business 6.5 years, and I love what I do because I see how it helps people. The people I tend to help the most like let's say it's a person and, they have some mysterious physical pain. We'll say right shoulder pain, kind of comes and goes for the last 5-10 years. They've already been to their medical doctors, gotten all their tests run. Maybe they've seen some improvement or no improvement. They've also probably done some holistic thing, acupuncture, chiro, Reiki, whatever. As I'll say about everything, including my own work, everything works till doesn't work. So when they come see me, they've gone through 90 to 95% of the low-hanging fruit, the solutions that help most people. For whatever reason, they're in pain or discomfort that's really interrupting the quality of their everyday lives. So that's will be the people who will come see me.
That's cool. And you're right. Everything works until it doesn't work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So how does it all work?
Yeah. So let's just use an example of a person. We'll just use a right shoulder pain. So I'll ask them a little bit of information to my client. Okay, Ralph, how long you've had that right shoulder pain? Yeah, I've had it 15 years. It comes and goes. Some days I'm fine. Other days it's, level 9 of 10, with 10 being the most severe. 0 is no pain. All right, where are you right now as we speak? Oh, yeah, I'm at an 8. It's really bad. I can barely move at limited range. Okay, great. So with that information, the way it works, I have their permission. I tune into their energy field because I have their permission to access their energy field because we're all pure energy. Check that they're energetically testable, their spine's aligned, properly hydrated. I ask for help from above, from God, source, creator, however people like to see it, because that's where the healing comes from. And then I connect and ask the body, reason for this right shoulder pain of Ralph. The body will tell me, emotional, anger, 15 years ago. Oh, it feels like maybe your father or uncle. Oh yeah, I had a huge fight with my father 15 years ago. Okay, is that it? Yeah, the body will tell me. I just intuitively check. And then I ask the body, we need to know anything more about that anger? Lots of times I say, no, just clear it. So I can clear it through intention. 1, 2, 3, gone. As I'm doing it, sometimes the client feels it, other times they don't, and I know it's gone as the practitioner. Other times we may need to deal a little bit deeper. So another common category is while people have their stuff, the right shoulder pain, whatever it is toxicity. We're hearing a lot of talk about EMFs, electromagnetic frequencies, 5G, which is very toxic to the body, medications, vaccinations, all that, household cleaners. If that's a factor, the body will tell me and I can energetically clear it. So I keep on going until the body will either say we're completely done with the issue or done for today. So Ralph had that right shoulder pain. Let's just say it was level 8. I'll say, okay, Ralph, why don't you walk around a little bit for 5-10 seconds, give a very, very gentle test to that right shoulder pain. Let me know if it's the same, different, not sure. So Ralph moves it and goes, oh, wow, it was an 8. I'm at a 5 now. Or maybe he says, oh, I was an 8. I'm at a 2. It will be different for everyone. So the big point is 2 people can have, quote unquote, right shoulder pain for completely different reasons. For one person, maybe 3 reasons. We clear it. They're good. They're back to they were before 15 years ago. Other people, it may be over a period of time. So that's how it works.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. And I'm going to ask a stupid question. And when you say you ask the body, like you would ask this person what type of past traumas they've done to this injury.
Well, the body, the subconscious is giving me the information. So they're quiet. I will ask them questions sometimes, but I'm pretty much just tuning in the field and the body's getting information. Because as all of us, as Einstein and the quantum physicists told us many, many years ago, we're really pure energy, okay? On one level, yes, we have our 3D body. It's very, quote unquote, solid. As I always say, don't test it out by running in front of the car. You are very solid on that level, yes. And at another level, you also have an energetic blueprint for your physical body. And what I'm able to see, the gifts I've been given, is to tune into that energetic blueprint, see what's out of balance and harmony, and release those non-beneficial energies. Yeah.
Wow,